Hey, it's me, Lauren, the filmmaker extraordinaire, and I am live because it's the end of the month. It is boiling. I'm in a room with no AC so that my audio works well. So you should be grateful that I am doing this because it is hot in New Jersey. Literally, just got back from Wisconsin last night, and I have 2 days before my trip to the Grand Canyon with my sister. So we have so much to do. So I'm going to try to make this snappy little video. I still wanted to go live because that's what I do, but it's a lot. Lauren has a lot going on. Okay. So we'll start at the beginning of May. The first notable event would be on May 4th, and I've got my Google Photos here because this is how I remember what I've done in the month through Google Photos. Also, shout out to Monty. I miss Monty. Look at that cat. So cute. Anyways, so I had my honors ceremony. There's me. That's me. Getting my honors cords. And that was to recognize my 4 years being in the Temple Honors Program. And it was fun. It was a fun little ceremony. Nothing like too crazy or anything like that because it was just like an hour or so long. And they just basically, everyone had to go up and say what we're looking forward to. So I said I was looking forward to moving to California and going to visit or going to see the Grand Canyon. But it was a little awkward that everyone had to stand and say what they're looking forward to because some people had really cool things. Like my friend is going to Taiwan on a Fulbright, and then I'm like, I'm moving, haha. That's what I'm looking forward to. But it was still a nice experience, and it was kind of a nice ramp up because then the very next day was graduation. Oh my god, look at me in my regalia, wearing the same earrings, and I literally can't believe that I graduated this month because it feels like it's been like a decade since I graduated and also like it was yesterday. Like it's not even funny. I literally feel like college graduation was so long ago at this point because I've been so busy. But I also still feel like I'm on some kind of like summer break because I don't want to admit to myself that my college days are done because that means I'm a real adult. And I've been feeling like a real adult recently with like calling insurance companies. And well, my mom's helping with that to be fair. But like looking at insurance quotes, looking at cars, looking at apartments, like preparing for my big move. Like things are happening and I do feel like a real adult, but like I don't want to be. Like I want to go back to being just a student with my occupation being a student because now my occupation is unemployed. And that's just stressful. But my graduation itself was super fun. It was like literally one of the best days of my life, like graduating, and my family was there, and it was so exciting to look across the stage. And there were two ceremonies. So at Temple, we have the university commencement, and then we have like individual school commencements. And I was really lucky that mine were on the same day. It was on the same day as the university commencement. So it was just like a great day. And then we went out for a nice dinner, and this is me and my parents, my grandpa. I know my diploma, my hat is tilted. Ignore that. And my roommate got me nice roses, so it was all just really fun and like I'm just so happy. Just such a happy person. It was just such a great day. And then let's see. Did I do anything on May 6th? Nothing really happened on the 6th. Then we went to my roommates and I did one last like hurrah trip on the 7th, the weekend, Saturday, and we went to the art museum, the Philadelphia Museum of Art. We saw like the special exhibit, which was Sean Scully, The Shape of Ideas. It was really an interesting exhibit. So, like, I don't know if you can see here, but like he would put canvases together and like they would have this like 3D effect to them, which I was very interested by. And it was nice to just like go see some more art. I love the art museum and I don't know when I'll be back at that art museum. So it was nice to go with my roommates before I moved away because most of my roommates are staying in the apartment like through the lease. But I, because of all my traveling I had to do and like preparation, I had to leave like earlier than that. So that was like a nice thing to do, go to the art museum one last time. And then the very next day, the 8th, was moving day. So you can see my dad and my grandpa moving my mattress here. Pretty crazy. My room looking so sad and empty. And art museums are awesome. I've always wanted to go to one. Well, Addie, you should definitely try to get to an art museum. I'm not sure where you live, obviously, but um, you should, like, there are museums everywhere, and even like a small one, like a county museum, or even if their town has like a little museum, um, like you should just check it out because you never know what kind of art is in like like a random museum. Like I was amazed that like certain museums just have this amazing stuff and you should just check it out, especially like small ones aren't usually that expensive or maybe even free if they're in your community, so that's always a plus. And anyways, so when I was like moving out, I had packed a ton of my stuff in advance. Like I knew that my parents and grandpa wanted to be like in and out relatively quickly because of how much stuff I had, and wanting to just keep things in motion. And I felt really weird sleeping in my room for a few days because like there was like nothing on the walls. A lot of stuff was being packed up, and it just didn't really feel like my room anymore, which is sad. Like it's tough when you have a space that for a long time like is your space. It feels like you, and then things are kind of changing and it's no longer feels like you anymore. And it's just like, oh, this is my room now. Like what is this? And thanks, Cal, for barking. So it's just kind of, it was really surreal to be in this room that felt empty, felt like a shell of a room, and I felt like a shell of a human in some ways. But, I caught over that pretty quickly. And then I was, ready to move. I mean, I wasn't emotionally ready, but I was physically ready to move. And that's the important part. Um, then I already started going on hikes like immediately with my family and my doggo because I have to train for this trip, right? So like literally May 9th, like the day after I move, like we are in the reservation going on hikes. We did a lot of hikes. Here's me on a hike with my dog. He's a little backpack. Look at his little backpack. So cute. And then literally again, like I'm just never stopping moving because May 10th, is it May 10th? Yeah, May 10th. So it's Tuesday. It's been 2 days since I moved out of Philadelphia. I'm headed into New York City to go to the College Night in America at the Met. College Night in America at the Met. And with my friends. And I did a little like short of that, so you may have seen it, but it was really cool. I've never done like a college night at the Met, so it's totally free to go. So if you're like in the New York area, you should definitely like stay tuned, and you're a college student or like recently graduated, you should definitely like keep your eye out for that because it was really awesome. Like there was all this food and there were like little activities, and we got to see the new Met Gala exhibit, and there was like not really a crowd, right? Because there was only like the college students there, and not everyone even wanted to see the actual exhibit, which I thought was crazy. Like the amount of people who were in like the Great Hall just like eating or like chilling, taking pictures versus the people who are actually like looking at the exhibit. I couldn't believe how many people were not looking at the exhibit. I definitely recommend looking at exhibits if you're there, but besides the point, it was really fun and definitely worth it. And then I stayed overnight in this, excuse me, I stayed overnight in the city. And then the next day I met up with my cousin for lunch because she lives in New York and I'd never seen her apartment. Oh, also shout out to this ice cream that I got that is like the shape of a rose with a macaroon on top. Totally overpriced, but also so good. So it was like totally worth it. And then the next thing I know, I'm back home for like another day. And then I'm off to Sandy Hook. There's me and my pooch again at Sandy Hook. Yay, me and the dog. He looks like kind of stoned in this picture, but I promise he's just living his life. So my mom and I are really pretty active, and the dog is highly energetic. So we got to tire him out. And I'm trying to like get in some sort of shape slash just like some more time outside because I feel like my stamina really took a hit during the pandemic, and then it like just didn't really get back to where it like used to be. So I'm like really was working on that for this trip. But it's just also so lovely to go to Sandy Hook. We also went to look at these twin lights, like these old lighthouses that aren't like really used anymore, but now it's a historical site. And I'd never been there before, but it's like they're right next to Sandy Hook. So we climbed up one of the towers, and it was just super cool. I wish it had been a little better of a like weather day because it was pretty cloudy. Like we couldn't really see that bar from the lights, but you can only do so much with what you got. And we were there that day, so we had to make do. but it was still so beautiful. And I love the ocean. I love just like watching the waves, and Cal actually went in the water, which was kind of a surprise because he doesn't usually really like water that much, but he's getting more comfortable with it. So, I mean, he doesn't mind water, like he'll cross a river, but he doesn't usually just like run into the water for no reason. And he was just so happy, which made me so happy. And it was just a lovely time. And then did another hike. Oh my God, we found this massive frog near the reservoir near my house. Look at that thing. He's huge. So let me zoom out, right? That's a stick. That's like a nice chunko stick. And that's this nice chunky frog. So that was just like, whoa, that's a frog. Like, oh my God. And that's just that we have like a reservoir near our house. And it's just nice to walk around the lake there. And then what am I up to in my life? Then I didn't really do anything, I guess, crazy the 14th. But then the 15th, which was Sunday, that was our lovely trip into New York City to see the premiere of the new Downton Abbey movie. So my mom and I went to see it, and we got free tickets through Focus Insiders. Shout out to my friend for telling me about that so I could sign up and get in. And it was cocktail attire, and it was at the Metropolitan Opera, which was so cool, very luxurious experience. I felt really nifty there. So I was like, ooh. And there was a red carpet. We got to see some of the stars like on the red carpet. And then they also like were introduced before the film. The director was there. Julian Fellows was there. It was just such a fun night, like super awesome. I'm so happy I got to go to that. It was just a great little New York adventure because I wasn't sure, like I'm not sure how many more times I'm going to go to New York City before like I move. So it was nice to have like kind of this celebratory kind of feeling. Let's see, what was next? Another hike, it looks like. More hiking. Then we went to Rensselaer went to the Polytechnic Institute, which is in Troy, New York, for my sister's graduation. That's her looking all happy and graduated. And that was really fun. Her actual graduation day was so hot. I thought I was gonna like melt. It was so hot. It was like in the 90s, it felt like. I mean, it was definitely in the 80s, maybe even the 90s. And like they had so much water, and they were like saying that if you're feeling warm, like you go inside to watch like the streaming of the graduation. But it's like, I want to see my sister physically walk across the stage, like in front of me, which I got to see. Yay, Nicole. So that was like a fun little trip. And then we had to move her out of her apartment. And then we had like a couple days where we were just like vibing. But then on the 24th, we drove to Wisconsin. And I just love this picture of Cal peering in between the seats because he's just like, what's going on? Why I'm in the car for so many hours? So we drove to Wisconsin, and then we were in Wisconsin for a little under a week. Usually we're there for at least a week, but because Nicole and I have our big trip coming up, we knew we only had so much time. And we spent a lot of time with our family. Like, I guess the big things that we did would be we went on a duck ride in the Wisconsin Dells, the original Wisconsin ducks, not some fake Wisconsin duck, the original Wisconsin ducks. And I'd never really been to the Wisconsin Dells, so I was really like, some of it was like super touristy, obviously, because it's like a tourist trap. But the actual Dells part, when we were on the duck, it was beautiful. Like we saw a bald eagle, and I was not expecting that by any means. And like seeing like the trees and the water and the natural sandstones and everything, it was just stunning, honestly. Like I was really quite captivated by how beautiful it all was. And it was just fun to be on a duck. If you don't know what a duck is, that's the thing that's like, it can drive on land, but it also becomes like a boat, and then it can go in the water. So it was just like a fun, like kind of experience. I mean, it was totally silly. The jokes that were made by our like guide were totally silly, but it was really fun, and it was just a nice time. And we also got to see my great aunt and uncle for lunch that day, which was very special because they live much further away than like the rest of the family. So it was nice to just like get all that in. And then we went thrifting, which was always nice to go to the thrift store with my cousin and my mom and pick out some new things that are old things. And then we went to the Milwaukee County Zoo. We saw some really cute animals, including the fennec fox. Look at those ears. A zoo vlog is coming, so be excited for that. definitely have a zoo vlog coming, and we also got to see like a baby harbor seal pup. Like, look how cute that is. So cute. And then the next thing I know, we also were like leaving, went on a trail, got my dog running. He looks so funny when he runs, but he's so cute. So lots of outdoor time this month. And we also then celebrated my grandpa's like wedding celebration. So he got married last year, but he wanted like without like a lot of family. So we did like a big family gathering. Where we went had a nice dinner, and there were some like cocktails and appetizers, and it was very special. It was really beautiful time, and it was a great way to like wrap up the visit. And then we drove back yesterday, and here I am today vlogging this. Oh, not vlogging, live streaming the end of the month. So basically, what I have to do today is I have to call an apartment complex to ask them questions just about the application for next year, and then I have to pack more. I'm like, you can't see, but like behind me is this like all boxes of stuff, but I need to like do a little more finesse packing of things, of items. And then that's pretty much it for the day. I have to also pack up my suitcase for our trip, take a couple pictures with a Samsung product for my Samsung ambassador program, and then then I got to go to bed and have an interview tomorrow. Woo. So it's just non-stop in my life. But that was my month. And hopefully June will be just as hectic, but like, and maybe a better kind of hectic apartment complex in Los Angeles. Yeah. So it's an apartment building in LA. It's technically in North Hollywood. So I have to call them just to like confirm a couple things about our application. And then we're actually gonna like submit said application. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, I'm a little nervous because it's kind of a big deal, or it feels like a big deal, but hopefully it'll all work out and there'll be no problems with anything and it'll all be great. And with that, I am going to sign off. I know this was like a shorter video than usual sometimes when I go live, but I have so much I need to do. But I just wanted to make sure I took the time to do this, and appreciate anyone who tuned in, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.